Rhaphidophora tetrasperma versus dragontail. My Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, nicknamed Mini Monstera, is a champion grower. It puts out new leaves like clockwork, each one a beautiful, deep green with velvety newness. It seems happy climbing its moss pole, reaching for the light. The dragontail I bought at the same time? Not so much. It's grown steadily, but at a much slower pace. Its leaves are undeniably gorgeous. Big, glossy lobes with dramatic splits, but they take forever to unfurl. See more 105 species in genus Rhaphidophora at monsteraholic.com. Rhaphidophora tetrasperma versus Monstera adansonii. Both my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma and my Monstera adansonii have those stunning split leaves, but the fenestrations, fancy word for holes, are totally different. The Rhaphidophora's splits are more delicate, like veins reaching outwards. The adansonii's are bolder, like someone took a bite out of the leaf. I find a Rhaphidophora a little easier to care for. It seems less fussy about humidity levels. The adansonii can throw a tantrum if I don't mist it enough. Rhaphidophora tetrasperma versus Monstera deliciosa. There's no denying the Monstera deliciosa is a jungle giant. Mine is a slow grower, but when it does put out a new leaf, it's a showstopper, massive and full of dramatic splits. It needs a lot more space than my Rhaphidophora, which is happy chilling on a shelf. The deliciosa also seems to climb more aggressively, needing a very sturdy moss pole or another support. Rhaphidophora tetrasperma versus pertusa. These two are close cousins, and it took me a while to tell them apart. Rhaphidophora pertusa's leaves seem a bit rounder and softer than the tetraspermas, with slightly different vein patterns. They both love climbing, though, and putting out those beautiful, fenestrated leaves. If I had to pick one, I might lean towards the tetrasperma for its slightly faster growth and more defined leaf shape. But honestly, you can't go wrong with either. Rhaphidophora tetrasperma versus split-leaf philodendron. Both the tetrasperma and the split-leaf philodendron have those gorgeous split leaves, but the philodendrons are on a whole other level. They can get massive with deep dramatic lobes. The tetrasperma's leaves, while stunning, feel more delicate in comparison. The philodendron also seems a bit more low maintenance, handling underwatering a little better. But the tetrasperma's smaller size and faster growth make it a great option for those with limited space. How to propagate Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Propagation of Rhaphidophora tetrasperma can be done through stem cuttings. I usually choose a healthy stem with a few leaves and make a clean cut just below a node. Then, I'll let the cutting dry for a day or two to prevent rotting before placing it in water or soil. I prefer water propagation as I can easily monitor root growth, usually within a few weeks. Is Rhaphidophora tetrasperma toxic to cats? As far as I know, Rhaphidophora tetrasperma isn't toxic to cats, which is a relief because I have a curious feline companion who loves to explore every corner of my home. However, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on pets around plants, just to be safe. Can Rhaphidophora tetrasperma grow in water? Rhaphidophora tetrasperma can grow in water, but I've found that it prefers a well-draining soil mix. I experimented with water propagation initially, but once the roots were established, I transferred the plant to soil. It seems to thrive better this way, with fewer issues like root rot. How fast does Rhaphidophora tetrasperma grow? The growth rate of Rhaphidophora tetrasperma can vary depending on factors like light, temperature, and humidity. In my experience, providing it with bright, indirect light and regular watering and fertilizing encourages faster growth. With optimal conditions, I've noticed significant growth spurts, especially during the warmer months. How often to water Rhaphidophora tetrasperma? I typically water my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma once the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. Overwatering can lead to root rot, so I make sure not to let it sit in waterlogged soil. During the growing season, I water it more frequently, but I adjust based on its needs during the winter months when growth slows down. How to care for Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Caring for Rhaphidophora tetrasperma involves providing it with indirect sunlight, regular watering, and occasional fertilizing during the growing season. I also make sure to keep an eye out for pests like spider mites or mealybugs, which can sometimes affect its health. How to make Rhaphidophora tetrasperma bushier. To encourage bushier growth in my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, I prune it regularly. I pinch off the growing tips of the stems to promote branching and remove any leggy or unhealthy growth. This helps maintain a fuller, more compact appearance. How to prune Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. When it comes to pruning Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, I focus on removing any dead or yellowing leaves, as well as trimming back any overly long stems to maintain its shape. I use clean, sharp pruning shears to make precise cuts, being careful not to damage the healthy parts of the plant. How to repot Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Repotting Rhaphidophora tetrasperma is necessary when it outgrows its current pot or when the soil becomes compacted and depleted of nutrients. I usually wait until spring or early summer to repot mine, using a slightly larger pot with fresh, well-draining soil. During this process, I also check the roots for any signs of rot or damage and trim away any affected areas. How to train Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Training Rhaphidophora tetrasperma involves guiding its growth using supports like moss poles or trellises. As the plant grows, I gently tie its stems to the support structure, encouraging it to climb and fill out. This helps create a lush, tropical look and prevents the plant from becoming leggy or unruly. Is Rhaphidophora tetrasperma toxic to dogs? As far as I know, Rhaphidophora tetrasperma isn't toxic to dogs either, which is reassuring for pet owners like myself. However, it's always a good idea to monitor pets around plants and seek veterinary advice if any concerns arise. Where to buy Rhaphidophora tetrasperma? I've found that the best places to buy Rhaphidophora tetrasperma are from reputable nurseries, plant shops, or online retailers specializing in tropical plants. I prefer to purchase from sources that prioritize healthy, well-cared-for plants to ensure the best chance of success. Why is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma drooping? If my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma is drooping, it's usually a sign that it needs water. I check the soil moisture and give it a thorough watering if it's dry. Sometimes, drooping can also indicate overwatering or root issues, so I make sure to assess the overall health of the plant and adjust my care accordingly. Why is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma turning yellow? When my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma starts turning yellow, it's often a sign of either overwatering or nutrient deficiency. I check the soil moisture and adjust my watering schedule if necessary, making sure not to let it sit in waterlogged soil. I also consider fertilizing it with a balanced fertilizer to address any nutrient deficiencies and promote healthy growth.